Well, I don't know what the last video of this Tesla battery is that I recorded, but here it is, partway open and partway out of the garage. I've had it underneath the car for quite a while, and it's finally time to break this thing down and get it the gut of my way, because I'm sick of dealing with it. Wow. Anyways, as you can see, I've got this bulkhead cover thing off, which was originally right here. What I learned is that the main black portion of the battery pack stays the same, but Tesla offered usually like 2 or 3 different capacities of battery pack depending on which model year you were in. And this is a 2018. So this was a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack. And then I think in 2018 there was an option for a 85 kilowatt hour battery pack, which would have had one additional module in this space where all these bolts are. And then there was also, I think, a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack option, which would have had 2 modules stacked in this space. And so they use the same housing basically, and they just add 1 or 2 additional modules depending on how much money you gave them. So that's neat. I went ahead and I cut through all of this, it's like a silicone based sealant, it seems like, or like RTV or something. It's like, it's kind of soft, flexible, but it's kind of a nightmare to chisel it all apart. And so I started peeling this cover up, but then the car was in the way. I couldn't actually lift it. And so here we are, halfway out of the garage, so that I think I just need to kind of like lift this thing straight up. There's like a spine in the middle of it, and I gotta lift it from the front or the back, and hopefully it'll come up. Unfortunately, I don't have a tripod right now, so I'm gonna try and like prop you guys against something so you can watch me struggle with this, I guess. I don't know. There's these ribs that run side to side across the pack where all these lines of bolt holes are, and they're obviously glued to the top, but it seems like they just lift out. So I'm not really sure why it's getting stuck, but that's what the modules sort of look like if you were curious. I feel like I'm close, especially on this side. Like it's totally loose, but it's definitely it's hung up in the middle. Maybe I gotta pull it out a little bit more and be able to pry in that area. I'm not sure. There's like one of these ribs is stuck, like this edge right here is stuck right in there. There's like a little receiver for it. So I think it's like the second one from the back is hanging up so that side won't lift up like this side will. I think if I can free that up over there and then maybe free up that edge of the spine, it should lift off. I don't know, I'm gonna keep messing with it. All right, so we're learning some stuff. There's this rib dealy, which kind of sits down here and holds the cover, gives it some support. And at the outside edge, it sits in this little block. And this little block will just lift right out. So you can see it was like epoxied or whatever you want to call this stuff, sealer, whatnot. It was stuck to that. And over here, we're pretty much free, except for this one, I believe. It started to separate from the cover, unlike all the other ones, which stayed stuck. But now the sealant's really grippy right there. So I'm gonna try and like lift it out, either lift the bar out from this block or lift them out together, because there's not really anything holding them in besides general tension. But I can't record video and get this out without stabbing the battery with the screwdriver. So I'm gonna just set you guys down and I'll pick back up in a minute when this is apart. I bet you guys loved watching me struggle with that one, huh? Turns out that you have to take all the bolts out, so thanks for the heads up on that one. And voila, cover's off, folded in half. Amazing, when you remove all the fasteners, stuff will just come apart. Now I gotta figure out how to get all these modules out, and we'll stack them somewhere nice. And then I can get rid of this stupid case for these batteries, because this thing is gigantic and insanely heavy. Okay, so here we have the fully disassembled battery pack. I stopped recording because I was just like in the zone and I was trying to get this done. So I got some modules here, some modules there, some modules there, and there's a bunch of miscellaneous hardware. Like these little doodads are just jumpers from like one battery positive to another battery positive or whatever. Battery positive to negative, I don't even know. These are bus bars as well. Let's see, they just go from one terminal to another and it kind of jumpered over. There's just a cable. This stuff is like full of this weird foam stuff. I don't even know. The texture of this is so odd. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like springy, foamy. I don't even know. It's so weird. So yeah, that's where we're at. All the modules there. I got the pyro fuse there and some more bus bar. I've got control wiring and contactors, which I don't know if I'm going to use yet or not. I got to figure that out. I've also got plumbing for coolant there and some more plumbing for coolant there. And I just got to kind of organize this stuff a little bit because it's like going to rain maybe. I'm not really sure. But I just want to make sure that like that's not left out in the rain because that would be bad. And I'm gonna scoop up all the miscellaneous nuts and bolts because, you know, it's always good to hang on to that stuff.